The September jobs report showed the American economy remains strong, with 119,000 new jobs added, more than double expectations. These gains came after the summer passage of President Trump's historic tax cuts and multiple big trade deals with countries around the world. In particular, construction jobs surged by 19,000 in September, the largest monthly gain in a year. Nearly all of this solid monthly job growth came from the private sector and went to Americans rather than foreign-born workers, the opposite of what we saw under the previous administration. Inflation also remains under control, and wages are up by 3.8% over the year for American workers because of President Trump's pro-growth policies.
White House celebrating the September jobs report that shattered expectations today. 119,000 jobs created, more than double the prediction of 50,000, which economists were looking for. So this really doesn't happen very often, that you've got a double of the expectations number. So this is a big report for September. Of course, it was all caught up because of the shutdown. And we don't have an October number yet. So this is a September number.
But if you dig down into the details, there's actually proof in the pudding that President Trump's policies are really working. And here's what it is, that there was a big surge in construction workers. And we went back and traced it back to, because remember President Trump said we're going to expense new factory construction. In September, we counted 11 major companies that broke ground on new factories and hired those construction workers. And the reason why that's so positive is that those factories are going to fill up with new workers and start making stuff and so on. And so President Trump's policy of onshoring production, creating great jobs for American workers was really, really visible in this report.
Let's talk about Donald Trump. An issue for him at the moment is no doubt the economy. He's pledged that prices will come down in a speech to owners, operators and suppliers of McDonald's. Now, of course, concerns over his handling of the economy and cost of living have been growing. Donald Trump claims that prices are coming down. But Stephen, talk to us about how critical this is for Trump. He's, of course, been extraordinary on the world stage, but this is a key issue.
Americans aren't enjoying him being extraordinary on the world stage. They're interested in what is on their kitchen table to eat. And Donald Trump is now starting to move into the fantasy land, what he criticised Biden for, by making claims that just aren't the lived experience. I mean, let's take McDonald's. Trump is absolutely being hammered by American beef producers because he's allowing Argentinian beef in another sop to his mate in Argentina, so that he can help prop up beef farmers in Argentina at the expense of American beef farmers. So what he's doing there is not driving the price of American beef down, he's decimating the industry. So it is very dangerous for any politician to say they're going to reduce prices. The lived experience of Americans right now is that prices are not coming down and are not going to come down. Even his claimed Walmart Christmas hamper, he deliberately misrepresents, saying, it's down 13% or whatever the percent was from last year. The problem is Walmart have reduced the contents by nearly half. So he's not comparing the same basket. Now, last year's basket had 28 products in. This year's basket has 15 products in, and he's pretending that that's a reduction in prices. And that's one of the reasons he's getting hammered in the polls. Too much time trying to get the Nobel Peace Prize and saving the world from all these wars that he hasn't. And not
well, I'll have to pick you up on that one.
table.
I mean, we've got to give him credit for doing that. I mean, achieving peace in the Middle East, ending so many conflicts around the world. It's a good thing for the globe that he has been putting his focus on that.
Well, if it was real, I mean, I didn't know there were 7 wars going on in the world. I'm not quite sure solving in Azerbaijan.
What about Middle East? Is that real? Is the ceasefire real?
We all want it to be real. Hamas are not disarmed. We want Trump to be successful in the Middle East. I completely agree with you. Whether it's going to actually happen, nobody's agreed to put a peacekeeping force in there. Not the UAE, not the moderate Arab states. There is no commitment yet to police the ceasefire, which is critically important. Hamas have still not and will not disarm.
Well, that's what happens when you deal with terrorists.
Yeah,
I mean, look at what he's been able to achieve compared to Kamala Harris. No, I do take your point, and you're right that Trump, I suppose, he's kind of losing the American people here when it comes to the economy.
Totally. He needs to get focused on prices. And his other problem is all his tariffs. Tariffs put prices up. He likes to pretend that tariffs are paid for by the countries who the goods are coming from. This is just a lie, a barefaced lie. As the Supreme Court
there's a bit of art of the deal in that. I think there's a bit of art of the deal in that. He's getting rid of some tariffs.
When you put up, well, he's desperate now because he's now come to understand or stopped pretending that tariffs aren't a tax being paid by the American people. So, yeah, he's starting to take some tariffs out, but only because people are starting to work out that tariffs are taxes and they put the price of goods up. So he's getting caught out in his own lies here, and it's starting to bite him.
And I have some sad news for the lefties watching. Get ready to lose it because it seems President Trump's foreign approval rating is up like a rocket. Take it away, CNN.
Up like a rocket. We're talking about 43% now. That's an 8-point rise. On the net approval rating, we're talking about a double-digit rise. The American people like much more of what they're seeing from Donald Trump in foreign policy in term 2 than they did in term number 1.
Up like a rocket, but 43% doesn't seem that great, Harry. How does that compare to other recent presidents, I wonder?
All right, 21st century foreign policy approval rating at this point in term 2. George W. Bush was down at 36%. Barack Obama was at 37%. Look at this. Donald Trump actually leads the pack at 43%. Donald Trump has a higher foreign policy approval rating at this point in a second term than any other president who served their entire second term in the 21st century. This is something I think Donald Trump really likes to look at because the bottom line is this. Presidents like to build their legacies off of foreign policy.
It's almost over, lefties. I know this is hard to watch. The man you misrepresented as a unique threat to world peace, the man who was going to trigger World War III, Donald Trump, is actually a peacemaker and one whose foreign policy achievements have seen him create a powerful legacy.
Net approval rating, Israel-Hamas conflict. Look at this. Joe Biden was 37 points below water by the end of his presidency. Way down there. Look at Donald Trump. Actually in the positive area. Look at this. A +3 net approval rating. The American people liked what Trump was able to do between the Israelis and Hamas. And that, I think, is a large part of the reason why his foreign policy is at the apex compared to other two-term presidents this century.
Again, I apologise to the lefties seeing this. I know that hurt.